And let's now turn to Osun State, where the governor, Adegboyega Oyetola, has approved the upgrade of the State College of Education, Ilesha, to a full-fledged university. He said the sustainability plan for the upgrade of the institution is being worked out. Governor Oyetola made the announcement during the inauguration of Ijeshaland Geriatric Center built in Ilesha for the treatment of health issues common with the elderly. TVC News correspondent Rafiu Hamid reports.
Here is the Ijesha Geriatric Center, a billion-naira project. The idea of the project was conceived in 2020, and now the center has been completed and equipped. It was put together by sons and daughters of Ijeshaland without any input from both the federal and the state governments.
The motive for establishing the second geriatric center in Nigeria is to improve on the healthcare access of our elderly.
The hospital will specialize in the treatment of health issues that are common in the elderly.
This project is a standalone project that will look after the health of people 60 years and above. And apart from that, we also have an immunization building so that we can vaccinate people and make sure that vaccine-preventable illnesses like COVID and so on are eliminated in our land.
What we are doing today is further strengthen the relationship among the sons and daughters of Ijeshaland. I congratulate the sons and daughters of Ijeshaland, both home and in diaspora.
For me, it's a celebration again of the Ijesha indomitable spirit of self-help.
The governor says the project is complementary to his administration's investments in health.
Let me remind us that the strength and usefulness of this center and the good use to which it is put. May I therefore implore our people to visit this facility for their personal health care, while also urging us all to ensure its maintenance.
The announcement of upgrade of the State College of Education, Ilesha, to a university status by the governor was received with joy at the event.
So that he has done it shows that he's a caring governor and he has our support 110%.
Thank God that it made it possible. He made it possible. We are now a university town.
He's a listening governor. He hearkened to our request. We've been on this university upgrade for 8 years.
The 1 billion naira Ijesha Geriatric Center is the second of its kind in Nigeria and is expected to be handed over to the management of Obafemi Awolowo University in Hospital, Ile-Ife, for use. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Ilesha.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has again expressed Nigeria's commitment to attaining the Sustainable Development Goals 2030 and the African Union's Agenda 2063. The Vice President was represented by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning at the two-day African Union Capacity Building Workshop on Africa's voluntary national reviews for the 2022 High-Level Political Forum in Abuja. He says attaining these goals will help transform Nigeria and the continent at large. Moyo Thomas reports.
This is a capacity building workshop with representatives from 22 African countries and the SDG focal persons across the country. The workshop is geared towards supporting the national capacities of member states. This is in order to generate outcomes on the implementation of sustainable development goals, especially on the need to domesticate this at national and subnational levels.
Active participation at this workshop is a clear demonstration of the genuine commitment. Discussion during this workshop will undoubtedly equip African countries with the tool to better mainstream the SDGs and the African Union Agenda 2063 into our policy, programs, and plans.
With the core mandate to ensure that policies and practices of participating member states conform to the agreed political, economic, and corporate governance values, codes and standards contained in the African Union Declaration on Democracy, Political, Economic, and Corporate Governance.
COVID-19 and its impact on economies across the continent has been a concern, considering how it could derail plans towards achieving SDG 2030 and AU Agenda 2063. The meeting considered institutional and political fragilities of member states.
Instructively, the recently approved and launched National Development Plan 2021 to 2025 aligns with the SDG goals and then the AU Agenda 2063.
While countries are still figuring out exit and recovery strategies from COVID-19, the 2030 Agenda and Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, remain imperative to address this shock and its consequent daunting effects on humanity.
Achieving SDG 2030 and AU Agenda 2063 has power to transform lives of citizens and attain development on the continent. It is important that all states of the country are aware and in line with achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, which is what this workshop aims to achieve. Muya Thomas, TVC News.
To other news in the southwest, authorities at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos say they are improving the sanitary condition of the restroom in the terminal following complaints that they weren't conducive for passengers. Airport users, particularly at the MMA in Lagos, have complained about toilet facilities, poor air conditioning, aviation security, among others. The airport authority may not be ignorant of this, leading to the fresh efforts to address the need.
Actually, we received some complaints from the public, and we decided, in our own kind of responsibility to our passengers. Public are very terrible, damaging, and everything like that. So we do all these things on a daily basis, but to ensure that all are clean at once, we decided to carry out a thorough and general. I want to assure you that in normal follow-up, we're taking care of, we do it every time. We make sure that everything is going on right, very clean, sanitized,
And now to climate predictions. Increasing frequency of extreme weather events will continue, with days of extremely high rainfall amounts, which may result in flooding. And that's according to the Lagos Commissioner for Environment, Tunji Bello, during a media briefing on the seasonal climate predictions for the state. Environment correspondent Esther Makbariola reports.
The rains are here again, and for a coastal city like Lagos, which is vulnerable to climate change, this is the time to take strategic steps to limit its impacts. As part of efforts to prepare residents ahead of the likely consequences of the rains, the Lagos State Ministry of the Environment, in a media briefing, revealed that the state will experience normal rainfall, but cautioned residents living in low-lying areas to move to higher grounds to prevent loss of lives and property.
Towards ensuring a flood-free and hygienic environment in the state, the ministry has embarked on an all-year-round drainage maintenance for effective and efficient flood control, in addition to an efficient, sustainable solid waste management system. In the same vein, we are determined to maintain the long-established synergy and partnership with Ogun Osun River Basin Authority, which has ensured control and monitoring of the steady and systemic release of water from Oyon Dam to prevent flooding of the downstream reaches of Ogun River.
Speaking on the concerns of rising sea levels due to climate change, the officials here say the state government is taking drastic measures to ensure the Atlantic Ocean doesn't take over the coastal city.
So the state government is in the process of properly predicting through engineering studies these impact and which areas are likely to be affected and what are the mitigation measures to be put in place.
How much we do, how much we have spent to claim the sea. In the past, when the federal government was taking it under President Obasanjo, there was a year they voted 9 billion. They went to pour sand on the Atlantic Ocean. Within 6 months, the sands were eaten up. That was when Lagos State government said, leave it for us, we will take it over. And that was how Eco Atlantic replaced it. Have you seen any erosion from that baby since then? So, and we are going further. It's a very expensive venture.
In the meantime, residents were asked to desist from indiscriminate disposal of plastic waste, even as the state revealed that its flood control measures have been stepped up to contain any imminent heavy rainfall. Esther Mopariola, TVC News, Lagos.